At 4 a.m. this morning, while the entire world was sleeping, Japan dropped the biggest financial bomb of 1.2 trillion. And if you don't take action in the next 72 hours, you will witness the biggest explosion in the silver market that hasn't been seen in the last 45 years. I'm absolutely serious. This is not clickbait. The decision made by the Bank of Japan will have a direct impact on your pocket. If you have silver, you could either earn $80,000 or lose everything. This video can change your financial life, but only if you watch till the end. Because what I'm about to tell you, the mainstream media will never reveal. Let's get started. Mystery setup. 30 SEK, 2 min. Music shifts to mysterious tone. January 27, 2026, Tokyo time 3:47 a.m. Emergency board meeting of the Bank of Japan. No press release, no media coverage, just 9 senior officials, 1 closed room, and 1 decision that will shake the entire global financial system. I have insider sources who work in Tokyo's financial district. They forwarded me confidential documents that are not publicly available. And when I saw them, chills ran down my spine. Japan has secretly finalized a plan to dump $1.2 trillion worth of U.S. Treasury bonds. But this is just the surface. The real story is much deeper and far more dangerous. Because when Japan sells U.S. bonds, where will that money go? Into gold? Into Bitcoin? No, my friend. Into silver. And China is also involved in this. I know you might be thinking, isn't this a conspiracy theory? But I will prove it to you with data, facts, and historical patterns. But first, I need to tell you a story. Historical context, flashback. 2 to 4 men, nostalgic background music. Let's go back to 1985, the Plaza Accord, remember? At that time, Japan was the world's second largest economy. The yen had become very strong. America was facing problems. So what happened? 5 powerful countries, US, UK, France, Germany, and Japan, sat in a room and artificially manipulated the yen's value. Overnight, the Japanese economy was adjusted. And over the next 10 years, Japan entered a lost decade. Real estate crash, stock market collapse, an endless cycle of deflation. In 1989, the Nikkei index was at 38,915. By 2009, just 7,000. Imagine, 80% wealth wipeout. An entire generation was destroyed. But Japan never forgot that humiliation. It has been waiting for 40 years, and now the time for revenge has come. Since 2024, Japan has been slowly selling U.S. Treasury bonds. First $50 billion, then $120 billion. People ignored it, the media didn't cover it. But now in 2026, they've revealed their entire strategy. $1.2 trillion, all at once. One coordinated move. And the most interesting thing, China is also dumping US bonds at the same time. Coincidence? I don't think so. This is planned. This is a coordinated attack on US dollar dominance. And when the dollar weakens, what happens to hard assets? Silver, gold, commodities, everything skyrockets. The twist, plot, revelation. 4-7 mine. Tension builds, dramatic music intensifies. Now let me tell you the twist that's the most mind-blowing. January 3rd, 2026. The Shanghai Futures Exchange launched a new mechanism, Physical Settlement Protocol. Sounds boring, right? But this is a game changer. What used to happen before? Traders would trade paper contracts. At expiry, cash settlement would occur. Physical delivery needed? No. Everything happened on paper. This meant that banks could sell unlimited paper silver without actual metal. JP Morgan, HSBC, Citibank, everyone was in this game. They would short sell, suppress prices, and physical holders would face losses. But Shanghai changed the rules. Now physical delivery is mandatory on every contract, no cash settlement option, and Japan chose exactly this timing to make its move. My sources tell me that Japan has secretly accumulated 15,000 metric tons of silver in the last 18 months. Not in official records, off-the-books transactions, through multiple shell companies using tax havens, China's stock, estimated 45,000 tons, total combined, 60,000 tons. What's the annual global silver mining output? Only 25,000 tons. This means Japan and China have already bought almost 2.5 years of global supply. And now they will dump 1.2 trillion and buy more silver. Industrial silver, investment-grade silver. This is a cornering strategy, just like the Hunt brothers in 1980, but on a scale 50 times bigger. But why did the Hunt brothers fail? Because they didn't have government support. But this time, 2 powerful nations, coordinated strategy, unlimited money supply. This is different. This is unprecedented. This is terrifying. The crisis, rising action. 710 Mun. Intense background score. Now look at what the ground reality is. Story number 1, JP Morgan panic. On January 22nd, insider information leaked. 3 senior traders at JP Morgan's London desk suddenly resigned. People who had been with the company for 15 years, they resigned overnight. Why? Because they saw an internal audit report that was shocking. JP Morgan's total short position in silver, 47 billion, and their physical cover, only $2.8 billion worth. That's 16.1 leverage. If the price goes from $30 to $50, the bank will face a $32 billion loss. If it touches $75, complete bankruptcy risk. And those traders understood that when the ship is sinking, you should get out first. That's why the resignations. Story number 2, industrial shortage crisis. You know, silver isn't just for investment. It's an industrial metal. In electronics, in solar panels, in medical equipment, in 5G technology, silver is needed everywhere. How much silver does it take to make one Tesla electric vehicle? 1.2 kilo. One Samsung smartphone? 0.35 grams. Solar panel industry's annual demand, 4,000 tons and growing at 15% yearly. But what's the problem? Supply isn't increasing. Mines are getting exhausted. New discoveries are minimal. Labor strikes in Peru. Political instability in Mexico. Production costs in Australia have doubled. And now the buying spree started by Japan-China has taken the industrial shortage to crisis level. Last week, Apple's procurement head sent an internal memo, silver supply not secured for Q2 2026, production delays expected. When tech giants can't get silver, imagine what will happen to small manufacturers. Story number 3, geopolitical earthquake. This isn't just economics. This is geopolitics. This is a power game. Where does dollar dominance come from? From the petrodollar system, countries use dollars to buy oil. That's why dollar demand is always high. But what did Saudi Arabia announce in December 2025? It will also sell oil and when. What did UAE do? Launched a gold-backed dirham. And now Japan's $1.2 trillion dump. This is a direct attack on dollar hegemony. When the dollar weakens, confidence cracks. And when confidence cracks, people search for safe havens. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, hard assets that governments can't print. And what's the most liquid, most accessible hard asset? Silver. Gold has already crossed $3,200. The average investor can't afford it. But silver, still affordable, still accessible. That's why retail money will flood into silver. Story number 4, the bank run, that nobody knows. This story is even scarier. Perth Mint, Australia, the world's oldest operating mint, a trusted institution of 125 years. On January 15th, a Reddit post went viral. An investor claimed that he had demanded physical silver delivery from Perth Mint in December. 4 weeks passed, no delivery. Customer service said, supply chain delays, may take another 6 to 8 weeks. Then 50 more people shared the same story, same mint, same delays, same excuses. What does this mean? Even allocated silver can't be delivered. If trusted institutions are failing deliveries, imagine what will happen with unallocated accounts. How much of people's silver is actually in the vault? How much is just a paper entry? This is fractional reserve banking, but in the silver market, when people demand physical and panic, then it will be revealed how much of a scam has been going on. And when will that panic start? When Japan's $1.2 trillion move is publicly announced, that's the trigger, that's the catalyst, that's the bomb. The solution, opportunity, 10-12 min. Music shifts to hopeful but urgent tone. But friends, every crisis has an opportunity. If you're smart, if you're aware, you can surf this tsunami. Look at what smart money is doing. Ray Dalio, Bridgewater Associates, the world's largest hedge fund, they've increased their commodities position by 23% since October 2025. They've taken direct exposure in silver funds. Michael Burry, the guy who predicted the 2008 crisis, has shifted 40% of his portfolio into precious metals. Stanley Druckenmiller openly said on CNBC, dollar's dominance ending, hard assets will outperform over the next 5 years. These are billionaire investors. They have information that we find out 6 months later. But today I'm giving you the information they have. So what should you do? Action step number 1, physical silver priority. Don't buy paper silver. ETFs are dangerous. SLV, iShares, all of these are fractionally backed. In a crisis, they won't be redeemed. Physical is needed. Coins, bars, bullion. Canadian Maple Leaf coins, American Silver Eagles, 1 kilo on bars if you can afford them. Buy from local dealers. Premiums will be high, but it's worth it. Because when the supply crunch comes, premiums will jump 50, 100%. Action. Step number 2, understand the timing game. Right now, silver is in the 29 to 30 range. Many people say, wait, let the dip come. Wrong strategy. Because when Japan's move goes public, and it will in the next 2 to 3 weeks, there will be an overnight gap up. You'll wake up at 32 to 35s, then you'll say, wait for a pullback, but the pullback won't come. $40, $50, $60, straight momentum rally. FOMO buying, retail flood, supply shortage. Then you'll enter at $65 in panic. Then the market will correct to $50 and you'll be at a loss. So what's the strategy? Accumulate now. Average in, don't wait for perfect entry. 40% position at 29, 30% more at $30, final 30% at $35. Keep 10 to 15% of your total portfolio in silver. Action step number 3, don't forget diversification. Don't just buy silver. Balance is needed. 60% physical silver, 20% silver mining stocks. First Majestic, Hecla Mining, Pan American Silver, 10% gold for insurance, 10% cash for opportunities. And one very important thing, storage security. Don't keep too much metal at home. Use bank lockers or trusted vault services. Action step number 4, decide your exit strategy in advance. Greed is the biggest enemy. People keep holding thinking, it will go higher. Then a crash happens, all gains wiped out. So decide in advance. Reached $50? Sell 30%. Recover initial investment. Touched 75? Liquidate another 40%. Book profits. Remaining 30%? That's long-term hold. That's real wealth protection. This requires discipline. Don't trade with emotions. Bonus tip, watch these signals. To predict what will happen next, watch these signals. COMEX inventory levels. If registered silver goes below 50 million Oz, extreme shortage. Japan's Forex reserves data, check monthly how much US bonds are reducing Shanghai-London price spread. If there's $2 premium on Shanghai, physical shortage confirmed mining stocks ratio. If miners are outperforming silver, institutional buying is happening. This data is free, publicly available. You just need to learn to watch it. The warning, climax. 12:14 min. Music becomes dark and ominous. Now I want to give you a final warning, and this is very serious. History repeats itself, but people never learn. 2008 financial crisis, Fed said, subprime is contained, no systemic risk. 6 months later, Lehman Brothers collapsed. $10 trillion wealth wipeout. How many people saw the early signals? Very few. Everyone else relaxed after hearing experts said it's safe. 2020 COVID crash. HU said no human-to-human transmission in January. Italy went into lockdown in February. Global markets crashed 40% in March. Those who hedged their positions in February survived. Those who listened to "it's just the flu" got wiped out. And now 2026. Exact same pattern. What is mainstream media saying? Markets are stable, inflation controlled, Fed is data dependent, but ground reality? Japan is preparing a $1.2 trillion bomb. China is planning a coordinated move. Banks are in panic mode. Industrial shortage is at critical level. All signals are red. All warnings are present. But 99% of people are ignoring them. Don't be in that 99%. Come into that 1% who are prepared. Because when a tsunami comes, it's too late. Then you can't run from the beaches. Then you can only witness the destruction. I warned my subscribers in March 2020. Hold cash, crash is coming. Those who listened bought at the bottom and made 300% returns. I said in November 2025, when Bitcoin was at 68K, consolidation phase, breakout is coming. It touched 92Ks in December, 35% gains. Today I'm telling you about silver. This is a warning. This is an opportunity. This is a life-changing moment. But the decision is yours. Do you want to take action, or do you want to regret 6 months later? Because let me tell you, when silver crosses $100, and it will, then you'll search on YouTube, why didn't I buy silver at $30? Then you'll find many videos explaining. But that knowledge won't help then. That wisdom will be retrospective, not profitable. You have to take action at the right time, and that time is now. This is the moment. This is the crossroad. Call to action. Resolution. 14 to 15 mine. Music becomes motivational and empowering. So friends, let me summarize everything I told you. Japan has finalized a $1.2 trillion U.S. Treasury dump plan. This will directly weaken the dollar and pump hard assets. Japan and China combined have already accumulated 60,000 tons of silver, equivalent to 2.5 years of global supply. Shanghai Exchange has made physical settlement mandatory. Paper silver manipulation is about to end. Banks are in panic mode. JP Morgan is exposed for $47 billion. Traders are resigning. Industrial shortage is critical. Apple, Tesla, everyone is struggling to secure supply. Historical patterns are repeating. Setup is forming like 2008, 2020. Smart money is already positioned. Billionaire investors are moving into commodities. You have a choice. Option A, ignore it. Think it's a conspiracy theory and move on. Regret 6 months later when silver is at 80 to 100. Option B, take action. Research, build a strategy, build positions. And when the market explodes, be prepared. I can't force you, but I can give you information, give you awareness. The rest depends on you. If you found this video valuable, please share it, because financial literacy is very important. The more people are aware, the better. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon because I'll keep bringing regular updates on this situation. In the next video, I'll tell you how China linked Bitcoin and silver, the $500 billion master plan. This is even more mind-blowing. Don't miss it. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about silver? What's your target price? Are you already positioned or planning? Let's discuss. Let's learn from each other. And yes, final word, stay alert, stay informed, stay ahead of the curve. Because when markets move, they move very fast. Being prepared is the best strategy. The tsunami is coming. The question is, will you surf it or will you drown in it? Decision yours, power yours, future yours. Thank you for watching. Take care and remember, information is the new wealth. Jai Hind.